Today's episode of Glen's Retro Show is brought to you by DNA Dimension Designs, the best custom retro gaming decals in the game. Period.
From now on, like your parents were, you are the secret force of pole position.
They're moving real fast, they're the only ones who can get there on time.
Okay, sis.
And never too far behind, they are always fighting crime.
Stop time, Dad. Ready when you are, Rhodey.
In the danger zone. Pretty soon they'll be off on a mission.
Hydrofoil mode, Rhodey. Hydrofoil engaged, Dan. What's behind
Wheels, hovercraft, quick!
What's behind this control? Only there are the knows. Sit back and watch them go. Hell, 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 hell.
Hi everybody, and thank you for joining me in today's edition of Glen's Retro Show. Today's going to be a really fun episode for me because I didn't have to build anything this time. I actually got a show donation from a friend of mine, Bruce Yeager. Now some of you may know his name. He's been in some of my past videos before. He's also on some of the Facebook groups like the Tiny Arcade, and the Bridge Direct, and the My Arcade forums. Bruce has made a lot of decals for me on some of my consoles here, and he's helped out a lot of other people as well making decals for their units. But he also does some arcade machines himself. He'll tend to use an old iPhone or an Android phone or something like one of this. This is a little clone of a Game Boy SP. They're like $12. I think that's all I paid for this. But he'll take these and build a nice shell around it that looks like an arcade machine. And so he does really nice work. So he had built something, and I told him I really liked it, and he had made me one out of the pretty much the kindness out of his heart. But some of you may have seen these things. Now these are little plug and plays. You plug these directly into your TV, and Jakks Pacific, in my opinion, made the best ones. They're the older ones. The newer ones are actually even true garbage. But these older Jakks Pacific ones are actually pretty nice. If you can find these, I highly recommend them. Now this is one of the earlier ones. It's got Pac-Man on it, Super Pac-Man, Galaxian, and Mappy, but also Pole Position. Now a lot of people are probably going, oh my god, a joystick with Pole Position? That's a driving game, man. That's going to suck. Well, it's funny how the older machines, they kind of thought about that. Now we do have a joystick here, and it's got micro switches, if you can hear that. And it's a really nice joystick. It works very well. 2 action buttons, a coin slot that acts as your game reset or going out of the game. But even though this is a joystick, if you look, it actually rotates. It turns. So when you're playing pole position, you have your gas and your shifter, but you don't move the joystick left and right. You actually rotate this. And I find that amazing that back when they made this unit, they thought about that. No one wants to play pole position with a joystick. You want to turn it. So I don't know why they haven't continued that along with other emulators, but that's, I guess, a video for another day. But in any case, Bruce had taken this and pretty much gutted it and made something really special. So he made this, and pretty much, you know, you'll end up with this. Nothing left of it. But he made something really, really cool. So I want you guys to check this out. This is awesome. So this is what Bruce had sent me to Glen's Retro Show for his donation. It is a home-built pole position that was made from this jack-specific Pac-Man unit. And I'm going to give you a pretty much the size of it here. Here's a boxed tiny arcade, so it's still in the box, so you can see this how big this unit is here. And it's all made out of wood. I mean, it's really, really nice. You can see here he kept the coin button area from the unit, so that's how you would pick your game. The joystick does work. Got really good sound. Best of all, have a steering wheel for pole position, which is awesome. So we have a light up marquee up here. We have I'm not sure if that's a 5-inch. It could be a 5-inch a composite display. I'm not 100% sure. We have the 2 action buttons here. But this is going to be today's video. I just want to show off this awesome cabinet built by Bruce Yeager and donated to Glen's Retro Show. And if you like, I do have a link down below to my email. If you would like to send in a show donation, please contact me and we'll get you on an episode of Glen's Retro Show. But in the meantime, let's take a look at this fantastic, amazing pole position. Let's go. Okay, so here we have the pole position. Again, the pole position was built using this guy right here. You can actually still see this part of the machine. He actually integrated it into the front of the console right here, which is kind of nice. You have a coin slot, the on-off button. He put a little Atari decal over where you would normally see the jack-specific TV game on here. But he did replace these buttons here. These were actually still pretty good buttons, but they would have been probably too big, so he did replace those. So let's just take a look at the unit itself first. So let's try and get a little closer look of the unit itself here. Now, there's a decal he actually gave me to go down here. I haven't put it on yet, because I always hate covering up screws I can't get back to. So I want to find a way to put the decal on and cover these without me blocking these screws. But he built a little gas pedal down here. It's non-functional right now. It looks great. And actually the steering wheel I thought was the best part. I mean, this thing looks really nice. And it turns out this is actually the landing gear wheel from a radio-controlled airplane. He simply cut off the top spoke and he built this little Atari logo down here. But it's amazing that it turns and it works. That's really, really neat. A couple of buttons here. A gas pedal, high, low. And you can see the decal here on the marquee and on the screen bezel. It's really, really nice. So I'm going to put it back down here. We're going to turn this little guy back on. Now, right now, there's one thing I want to show you in the back, which I really liked. We can see right here the side decals is really nice. But he put something back here, which I thought was really neat. He actually made a little Glen's Retro Show decal here to homage my channel. And Bruce, I really thank you for that. That's really, really neat. And while we're looking at the back here, he used a piece of plexiglass here that he painted. And he has a window here that will show the power indicator light. And you can see right here, he used like a Bluetooth speaker here. And it was an extension cord he cut to run inside here. Because right now this is all running off of 110. We're taking 110 volts and we're converting that down for certain features like the LEDs for the backlight on here. And we're converting 5 volts down for pretty much everything else. So at some point I may actually convert this to a different speaker system and being able to run off of a lithium polymer battery pack to make it portable and still be able to charge it. But for right now, he just does a nice job. I don't want to really touch it. But you know me, who knows in the future, I may do little modifications on this with Bruce's blessing, of course. So right now, to turn this on, there's 2 switches actually. This will supply the main power, which is going to turn on the backlight here and supply power in here to everything else. But we need to now turn on the actual jack-specific unit. And you can see the coin slot lights up here. And you can see the AtGames logo and jack-specific. Again, if you could find one of these on eBay, if you could find one of these guys on eBay, I highly recommend it. They also have a Miss Pac-Man too. And the Miss Pac-Man also has the turning wheel. But I just feel this one's got more games on it than the Miss Pac-Man does, but obviously this one does not have Miss Pac-Man. So if you want to play Miss Pac-Man, get the other one, but make sure you have the twist. You can see right here, twist control, which means you have a steering wheel option on here. So we can see right here, now it's still a working joystick. So you can play games like, if I want to play Pac-Man now, let's start it up. And you can see Pac-Man's loading. I'm going to start the game. And I'll simply use this steering wheel as a joystick right now. Whoop, and get killed right away. So you still have a working joystick, which is great. And then you want to get out of the game, you press your coin slot, and you go down to quit. And we're going to say yes. And see, let's check all the games we have on here. We have Pac-Man, Pac-Man Plus, Super Pac-Man, Pac-and-Pal, Mappy. I love Mappy. It's a good game. Dig Dug. Got to play some Dig Dug. Of course, Pole Position, which is the whole point of this particular console right here. We also have Bostonian, Xevious. I love Xevious. And Galaxian, another favorite of mine. Galaga. Now, a lot of people like Galaga more. It's nostalgia for me. I always went for Galaxian. That's the first game I played, you know, as a kid, long before there was a Galaga, although Galaga is still a good game. And then Rally X, another good game, but that uses a joystick, not the steering wheel. So, on all these games here that use a joystick, you still can play them with this. But let's go down to Pole Position, because that's the game we want to try the steering wheel with. And you can see, and again, the emulation of all these games, they may not be Billy Mitchell perfect, if you will, but they're very good emulation on these Jack-specific units. A lot of the machines you'll find today in like Toys R Us or Walmart, they have like one game on like Frogger or Space Invaders. They're horrible. Don't buy them at all, even if they're for a buck. They're terrible. Go on eBay, try and find these Jack-specific ones. You'll be much, much more happy and glad that you did. So let's go try this game out. So what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to see if I can lower this camera a little bit more and get you a better angle here on the screen. So hold on one second. Okay, so I hope you can see the screen a little bit better here. It's a little hard for me, again, playing these things through a viewfinder, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do for the fans. So we're going to start the game. Here we go. I'm in low gear right now. Now I'm in high gear. That's just awesome. That is awesome. Ah! Well, still crashed. But playing Pole Position the way it's supposed to be played with a steering wheel is just fantastic. Playing it with the red knob is okay. I mean, it's better than nothing, for sure. But actually having a steering wheel is so much better. And I still got 5th place. Let's see how we do the next round. Oh, come on, I barely touched them. Now, Bruce is apparently already beaten Pole Position on here. I am way out of practice, but I'm also trying to play it through a viewfinder, which is not easy. But it's just so satisfying to play it with a steering wheel. Oh, yeah, okay. Someone's gonna take my license away. but the screen that he used here is, I believe, from a car backup camera, and I've used them before, and I'm always surprised at how good the picture quality is on these things. I mean, it's composite signal. It is not HDMI or digital in any way, shape, or form. It's a composite signal, but it's really good for the resolution of these particular games. And of course, I knew I wasn't going to make it further than that, but it works really, really well. I can't thank Bruce enough for this. I mean, this is a beautiful, beautiful unit. The sound is really good. Let's go back out of here for a second. Go down to quit. Yes. And let's just try something else here. Let's try... I gotta play some Mappy. Let's try some Mappy. Plays really, really well. Let's go out of here for a second. Let's try one more. What do we want to play? I'll play some Dig Dug. Show off the joystick, how it works. You can see the sounds are right on spot with this particular Jack-specific game, which is something you don't see in some of the newer ones, that's for sure. What a beautiful unit. Let's go back. Let's go back to pole position again. So, everyone, thanks for watching, and Bruce Yeager, once again, beautiful work, beautiful job he's done here with this woodworking he's done here in decals. And from Glen's Retro Show out to you, Bruce, thank you so much for the donation. And again, if anyone else would like to send in donations to appear on my show, by link down below to my email, it's glensretroshow@gmail.com. And everyone, thanks for watching.
Glen at the Tiny Arcade fan page. Remember, don't admire people too much. They'll disappoint you.
Sit, Blue Blue, sit. Good dog.